Typhoon Nuri, the 20th named storm system of 2014. We are continuing to watch this tropical pull off here towards the northwest ever so slowly, but it is continuing to intensify as it does so. Actually sitting over sea surface temperatures right around 30 degrees Celsius. We have very good inflow coming in from the south. You can see some of these cirrus clouds, if you look closely, flowing away from the northern periphery. That's giving this exhaust aloft, so this does have that symmetrical shape building into it, and very classical for a strengthening typhoon. At this time, actually, the Japan Meteorological Agency rate this as a strong typhoon with winds of 70 gusting to 100 knots. You can see here on the left side of the screen, we are showing you the 5-day forecast track. Kind of a little bit of a zigzag associated with this. The key thing to note, though, it is going to turn towards the north away from the Philippines. I know some people were worried about it out there. Last week, we weren't sure if it was going to make that northerly turn. Now, 100% that's going to be happening. As far as Okinawa, I really don't think it's going to be impacting those of you either. So at this time, the major impacts as far as land areas, about 4 to 5 days out, the track could still waver, but I think the major impacts are going to be coastal Kanto. That includes those of you into the Kanagawa area. You could be seeing some gusty weather out of this. And the Izu Islands. That's this group of islands just towards the south of Tokyo, actually part of Tokyo Prefecture. And they can be very vulnerable at times for typhoons. Good news, people here definitely know how to deal with these storm systems. They know basically construction. A lot of these homes are definitely built for it. Last year we did see over 300 deaths due to one typhoon in a very similar track. That was a result of a landslide. But I think in this scenario, this is going to be a much weaker storm system by the time it gets off here towards the north, but still could produce some pretty nasty weather. Take a look actually at the GFS model outlook, and you can see here on the top part of the screen, this is just showing the time frame we're looking at here. Now on Sunday going through Monday, our storm system tracking off here towards north, becoming rather strong. Actually, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center expects this to become a super typhoon with winds around 130 knots sustained. Wavers a little bit back towards the west, and that's mainly because our trough that's pulling this towards the north starts to weaken, and a high pressure ridge is in behind it. Same high pressure, which is also ushering in some cool air across, well, much of Japan and Korea as well. And then it pulls off here towards the north. The closer it gets to the coast, though, the stronger the winds will be. The good news is that even in this scenario, with it skimming the coastline of the Kanto area, Chiba and Kanagawa Prefecture, you're on the western periphery of it. So that means that you're probably going to be seeing actually just some dry, cool winds wrapping around the storm system. It would be, well, much worse if our storm system was coming in from a southeasterly projection like this, but since it's wrapping around and coming like that, we all know that usually leaves you with the less severe extent of the storm, especially farther off here towards the north. I want to make it clear, though, there is still some variables in play here, so this could definitely get a lot closer towards the coastline than what we are seeing right now. It also could pull farther off there towards the east. Actually, a pretty big split in the models in the 4 to 5 day time frame. Let's take a look at the ECMWF here, and this is what I want to show you. On Monday and the Tuesday, this is that cold surge I was talking about, so it's kind of a 1-2 punch. Despite this being well offshore, it's still going to be bringing some gusty winds across the southern Japanese islands, also northern portions of Luzon on Monday here. And then as we look ahead into Tuesday, also bringing some snowfall across parts of Hokkaido, eastern port, that's the cold surge that is, parts called Hokkaido, and parts of Japan, as well as our storm system tracks off here towards the north. And then eventually that surge kind of buffers it and pushes it towards the east. The big thing I'm mentioning the surge, though, is that because of this, you're going to be seeing that very tight pressure gradient set up between the low and a high pressure coming in, and that is one reason why we are seeing some pretty gusty winds across a wide area despite the storm being well offshore. Something to keep in mind, but the big thing is that it should pull it towards the northeast eventually and out there towards the open ocean. Depending on how close it gets to Japan, though, that depends on how we're going to be seeing a direct impact. I think there's a lot of variables, and we're going to have more things to basically nail down here by Monday and the Tuesday. So stay tuned with us. The key thing to note, though, this is not going to impact the Philippines directly. Indirectly, could usher in some moisture, especially down towards the south, across parts of Visayas and Mindanao. All right, guys, that is all for now. Thanks again for watching here at westernpacificweather.com. If you have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please post them down there in the comment box below. And as always, stay safe out there.